Hey there, it's great to have you here. My name is Rahul and I'm excited to bring you this video on the payroll module. If you're curious about how Nomi Payroll works, this video is for you. We'll be diving into the nitty-gritty details of payroll management, discussing everything from processing payroll to handling taxes and deductions. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn all about the fascinating world of payroll. Over the past 3 years, hundreds of accountants have made the switch to Nomi Cloud Payroll, and for good reason. One of the biggest draws to Nomi Cloud Payroll is its use of cloud technology, which significantly reduces IT infrastructure costs while increasing reliability. This technology also includes APIs and integration capabilities, all while maintaining robust data security and supporting remote working. In addition to cloud technology, Nomi Cloud Payroll also boasts automation with faster, more efficient processes and the elimination of repetitive tasks. The number of steps in the payroll process is significantly reduced. This automation allows for a smoother, more streamlined process overall. Finally, Nomi Cloud Payroll excels in collaboration with real-time data and workflow collaboration across all payroll stakeholders, both internally and externally. Nomi Cloud Payroll makes it easy to work together and stay informed. With all of these benefits, it's no wonder so many accountants have made the switch to Nomi Cloud Payroll. Now, in payroll, our motive is to automate things. Now in payroll, our motive is to automate things, saving a lot of admin time. We have automated the payroll, which then frees you from the burden of processing the payroll all the time. If you have director-only companies or clients where employees are paid on a fixed basis, then the payroll can be automated. And the software will run the payroll, email payslips, and payroll summary reports and submit the RTI. Payroll is well integrated with our other modules like bookkeeping, where it posts the wages journal into the bookkeeping module, and you don't have to manually post anything for every week or month whenever you run the payroll. You can link the payroll module to the self-assessment record of the individual director in case you're processing their payroll in Nomi. This will populate all the information into the employment supplementary form, and this will again save a lot of time. So you don't have to put any data manually. Apart from this, payroll has features like payroll approval, timesheet approval, leave management, and expense management. The employer gets separate access through which they can update all such information, and this gets updated on the employee record. And again saves your admin time, where you have to chase the employer for such things. Employees also get portal access through which they can apply for leaves and expenses and view their payslips. Remember, the goal of payroll software is to give you complete leave management, employee expense management, linked to self-assessment, bookkeeping, and give you an accountant positioning solution provider rather than just payroll services. You can invite your clients to join payroll, and their clients can manage the leaves and expenses via mobile app swiftly and smoothly, therefore saving the hassle of manual payroll records. Our payroll mobile app is an amazing solution which provides an opportunity for employees to check their payslips and leaves and expenses, saving employees significant admin time. And this is a great selling point for accountants. You can process the payroll in bulk if all the wages are updated for the employees in different companies. Similarly, you can submit the RTI, P11D, and pension contribution in bulk as well. This saves you a lot of time. It helps automate the payroll and increases productivity. Pension is a fully integrated with our payroll, and this frees you from the hassle of submitting the contribution files separately on the pension portal. We're integrated with Nest, Now, People's Pension, Smart Pension, and Aviva. We are also integrated with Pension Sync, and you can track all your pension submissions on that portal directly from Nomi. Downloading tax code notices directly from payroll software can save you a significant amount of time and automate this process of updating tax codes. Our software has DPS notices and bulk tax code downloads, and this updates relevant employee records. We have built a system that has many features which help reduce your admin time, and I will discuss this in those particular sections. We also have a bulk reporting at the agent level where you can generate the report as required, such as active or inactive companies, linked accounts, and P45s pending, DPS notices and bulk submission failure report, all this. And this also helps you in doing a payroll audit. Now, enough of my talking, and I will now take you through these different dashboards, and then we will move to a company specific dashboard. So now we are on the Nomi Payroll dashboard. And in this dashboard, you can have a bird eye view of total number of payrolls that are automated, the manual payrolls or pension you have set up, the P11Ds, and the total number of clients. You can also import all the companies and employees in a single go with the help of the CSV file. Next is the payroll and pension deadline section, which shows you what is overdue or not started, in progress, on hold, all that, and that too within, like, what is getting due in 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, and so on. They are then further divided into these work status as well. That is not started, in progress, on hold, query received, etc. As you click on the count, let's say for 1 week, then it redirects you to run the payroll screen. And then it redirects you to the run payroll screen where you will be able to see all the companies for whom the payroll is due this week or this month. So you can see right now it's due this month, and I mean in the following week. So it's a monthly frequency payroll, and you can switch from here as well. Apart from this, it also shows all the figures that are to be submitted. This also allows you to process the payroll in bulk. If you have updated all the information related to wages in different companies, you can also email in bulk and remind the employees on time and create your templates, which will help you in getting any information beforehand. So from here, you have to just select this and you can send the email in bulk. So that also you can do. Now we'll move back to the dashboard. And on the dashboard, again, we have the payroll and the pension deadlines by accountants. So to keep a track on the work performed by team members and what is still not allocated to them, the payroll or pension deadlines by accountant will help you in this. You can see the names of different members of the team and the current deadlines, that is what is due this week, month, next 3 to 6 months, etc. And if something is pending, then you can take appropriate actions so that the deadlines can be met on time. Now bulk payroll process we have after this. So if I click on this run payroll, then we are on the run payroll dashboard, and it helps you in processing the payroll in bulk. If you have updated the wages for all the employees whose payroll is due, then you can save a lot of time by processing in bulk instead of navigating to individual company dashboards. So you just need to select the records, and as you select the records through the check boxes and click on the run payroll label in the top right corner, this will process the payroll for all the companies, and then you are up and running with the submission of RTI for all of them. Next is the bulk RTI submission. So under bulk RTI submission, you can use the filter options and check for various status here, like the type, the status, what is pending, what is failed, who's the account manager. And as per these status, you can review and submit the RTI to HMRC in bulk, and there is no requirement to do it separately. In case any submission fails, then also you can check through the screen and take the necessary action to resolve the error and resubmit the RTI. Then P11D submission is there, so that is again in bulk. So you can submit the P11Ds to the companies, for the companies which are on auto run, and for the clients who are on manual payroll in bulk. The filter options are provided again on the screen, and you can also export the records in PDF. Now after this, we have the submit pension contribution, where as and when you process the payroll for any of the clients with an active pension scheme, there will be a pension submission due. All the due submissions along with different statuses will show on the screen, and it also gives you an option to submit them in bulk for different pension providers. Imagine you're doing for 500 employees in 100 different companies, then how time consuming it would be. But these dashboards are a boon in saving the admin time, which then can be utilized towards more productive hours. Now we also have a Nomi Payroll app, which is available for you and like available and designed for the employers, that is your clients and the employer of theirs. So the payroll mobile app gives quick access and helps employers and employees to view their payslips, and employers can also edit the record of an employee. We are very soon planning to bring expense management and leave management, which will help the employers and employees to raise the requests and approve as well within the mobile app. Our payroll mobile app is a game changer in the field of payroll for accountants, as this way you can sell the solution of HR, mainly saving significant time for employers to manage leave and expenses, all linked to the system. We plan to launch this in April 2024. It's quite a handy app and it gives all the information just a click away. Now we'll move towards a company, a specific dashboard. So we'll click on the dashboard again and we have the client list here, and we'll type the name of the company. So as we click on Nomi Limited, redirects us to the specific dashboard, that is the payroll dashboard for Nomi Limited. On this screen, we can see the employee names and we have various options on the left vertical pane and the top right side of the screen. I will cover all of them one by one. So the very first step here would be the edit company, because we have to set up everything. If we have imported all the data, then it's not necessary to update all the information. And we can just edit this and quickly review the information. However, whenever we are doing it manually, then we have to click on this edit company and then we have to start from here. So as we click on edit company, we are on the screen, and the very first thing we have to do is set this to active from inactive. And you can also upload a logo which is displayed on the payslip. So you can upload a logo here and this becomes the part of the payslips. Next is contact details. So under contact details, you can add the employer details here. So you will have to provide the first name, last name, and their email address. And this is usually done so that whenever you're emailing any reports like any payslips or anything on the P32, the payroll summary report, all that is then emailed to the employer. So we need to record all these details, and we can also give them the access to payroll approval, timesheet approval, leave management, and expense management. So under payroll approval, in this feature, you can send payroll approval request to the employer and an email is sent to them where the payslips and payroll summary is attached. In that email, there is a link through which they can log in online and then approve or reject the payroll and leave their notes as well. I will show you this feature when I run the payroll. Then timesheet approval we have. So under timesheet approval, again, it's a very good feature which helps you get the approval on timesheet data requested to the employer. So we have this employer view in the top right corner, and this is how the employer view looks like. So you can see the company details. Then you can also check the reports if you want to, like the P60, P45, P11D, or the pay slips. And then we have this timesheet approval. So under timesheet approval, you have to just click on this fill request hours, and here, like, once we request these hours from our end on the screen, as we can see here, this request sent. So if I click on this, a email is sent to the employer, and employer can then log in online and then they can fill in all the details. So these details they have to fill, that is the total number of hours worked by the different employees, any unpaid sick days, annual leaves used, all that they can update from their end. So that is what they can do. Now what happens if they do this? This saves the manual data input at your end, and you also don't have to chase the employer again and again. So when you check under the employee records, the hours will be updated, and based on the hourly rate that you have updated under the employee record, the software will calculate the wages. So your time is saved. You don't have to chase the employer for these things and then update the data manually. Then leave management we have. So under the leave management, what happens? Employees also get a portal access. That also I will show when I go through the employees. So under employees, they get the portal access and they can log in online and they can check their pay slips. They can also apply for leaves and expenses. And when they apply for these leaves, then this communication is between the employee and the employer. and the leaves show here under the employer login, pending for approval, and from here the employer can approve the leaves. As soon as they approve the leaves, then this also shows in the employee record. Then we have the expense management. So under expense management, any expenses requested by the employees or even the employers can themselves add the expenses like commission or bonus and approve as well. And this record will be updated under the employee record whenever you're processing the payroll for that period. So that also they can do. Then we have departments. So you can also add the departments and allocate the employees to different departments. The department is then listed on the payslips, and you can also run a departmental report in Nomi Payroll. One more thing is about the approve payroll, which is like whenever we are, as I mentioned, I would be doing that when I will run the payroll. I'll show you how it is sent. So when we send this request, this is the approval payroll we get here on this screen, and we have the payroll summary report where the HMRC liability also shows up, what is due, and the employer can then approve it. From here they get two labels, approve or query, and they can click on approve, and you will receive an email again that the payroll has been approved. If you have already processed the payroll while you were sending this request, then you can just submit the RTI, or else you can make the necessary changes as suggested by the employer, and then you can again send this request if required, or you can directly then submit the RTI after processing the payroll. So payroll details we have. Under payroll details, we have to update the PAY and account office reference number. In case the employer wants to close the PAY scheme, then you can generate the P45 for employees and then provide the deregistration date, and the software will generate an EPS and communicate to HMRC. So you can also close the PAY scheme if you want. As mentioned earlier, it is also linked by default with the bookkeeping module. So in case you want to do advanced mapping of the nominals, then you can click on this edit, like link with accounts, edit linking, and then you can do the advanced mapping of the nominals from here. You can also enable the payment management and link this with the CIS and update the company UTR. Then payroll settings we have. So we have a nomisma start date. So nomisma start date is important as you have to update the date from which you are starting payrolls in Nomi. Let's say you're looking to start from the current month, then 6th of that month will be the Nomi start date here. And if you're also linked with the pension, if you want to set up the pension, then you have to set this to yes. And if the employer has an active scheme, and you will see a pension dashboard on the left hand side, like once you set this to yes, the pension dashboard will be on the left hand side, and here a pension details tab will appear, and then you will have to update the details there on both of them. And then we have the payment frequencies like monthly, weekly, 4 weekly, and then we have the automatic payroll. So automatic payroll is a very good feature, again saving a lot of time for you for the director only companies or who are paid on a fixed payment basis. So what you have to do, you have to just click on this disabled, and as you click on disabled, so it says that by enabling this, your payroll will automatically be filed with HMRC and payslips will be sent to the employer or employees, and then you can click on continue, and only the overdue payrolls it will not process. Rest of the other payrolls it will process. So it's a very good feature. Definitely it helps you automate the payroll, and software will run the payroll for you, communicate the payslips, payroll summary reports, submit the RTI, and it totally frees you from the hassle of running the payrolls which are fixed on wages throughout the year. Let's say you're dealing with 100 companies which are director only, then you can imagine how much time it is saving you by automating the payroll. Now, this is what I mentioned earlier as well, that we have designed the software not just to manage the work, but also with a vision to automate and reduce the admin time involved in these things. And after that, you can request the payroll information, that request us feature, which I showed you, that will show up there. Request, you can send the number of hours worked by different employees, which again saves a lot of admin time for you. You can make these payslips password protected if you want. Then under allowances and schemes, you can claim the employment allowance. Quarterly payment scheme is there. You can update the small employees relief. So you can like claim this if the employer is eligible and apprenticeship levy is calculated by the software. Then pension details are there. So you have to update all these details which are available on the pension providers portal. So you can check from there and you can update all the details here. And then we have the general terms. So under the general terms, you can update the contractual terms, leaves, accrued pay, overtime pay, etc. And then whenever you are setting up the employees, you can run this as the standard terms and conditions unless some employees have different contract terms. So all that you can do on this screen. Now the very next step from here is like we have to click on save and then we have to move towards the pension dashboard, because if there is a pension scheme, we have to first set up the pension scheme. And on the screen, we have to click on add scheme and then click on link existing. As we click on link existing, we get the details here like now Aviva company pension, now Nest smart pension, and the people's pension. So if I select Nest and click on authorize, then it will take us to the Nest portal where we have to log in online and then allow the access. And after that, we have to come onto this section, that is view schemes. If we click on view schemes, then we have to select the scheme, that is Nest, and then click on get scheme. Now as we click on get scheme, it will update the pension scheme in Nomi and the pension integration will be completed. We also have an integration with pension sync, so you can click on pension dashboard again, the dashboard, and then the pension sync is there. So if you click on this pension sync, again on this pension sync, you can see all the pension schemes that are authorized. So at the moment, I don't have any of the pension schemes set up, so that's why it is not showing anything. But for you, all the companies will be listed with their active pension scheme on this screen. So you can also check from here. And what was the last submission, whether it was successful or not. So all these details you can check on the screen. Now after setting up the pension, the next step is to add an employee. So to add the employee, you can click on this new employee. So on this, we can add the employee and we have to like enter the personal details here, like the information which is required under these mandatory marks, these asterisks. So we have to update all the details under the personal details. Then we have the mandatory payroll information. So like the joining date is important and it's the date on which the employee joined the organization. Then again, you have to go through these various options and update the relevant information such as pay frequency, payment method, NI number, etc. If the employee is a director, then what is the NI calculation method, and all this you can update here. Then you have the pay details. So on the pay details also, you can update the data. Now you can also create portal access for the employees, and the software will send them an email including a username and password and a link to log in where they can apply for leaves and expenses and check their details and payslips. You can also update how the salary is worked out, whether they are paid on annual salary or hourly basis. So if they're paid on annual salary, and if you update the annual salary as £12,000, it will calculate the rest of the information. So all this data will be there. And if you are paying them on hourly basis, you can also update the data as hourly one. So hourly rate you will have to update here. Then we have the expenses and benefits after this. So in case like if there is any P11D to be reported, you can do it from here. Then auto enrollment we have. So once we have set up the pension scheme, under the auto enrollment, we have to update the pension details. So from here we have to uh, select the scheme, then group, and then the chosen contribution for the employee, and the employer gets updated, and enrollment date is there. So all this data is updated on the screen. Then general terms and conditions. So you can reset this again with this company standard terms and conditions which you've set up there and under the employment terms. And then you can also allocate the annual leaves and add an emergency contact for the employee. So that also you can do. So you can save the details, and this is how the employee can be added. once you add the employees, then you can again move back to the payroll dashboard. As you click on payroll dashboard, again in the right corner of the screen, there are few options such as upcoming leaves, which show you uh, the leaves that are recorded for different individuals, and leaves applied and approved by the employer. The notes which are left by the employer when they approve the payroll, journals being posted into the bookkeeping module can be viewed here. So if I click on journals, then we can see how the journal is posted. So this is how a journal looks like. If you want to export the journal, you can also do that. You can export it as a CSV or a PDF, and this is then posted back into the bookkeeping. So again, saving you a lot of admin time. You don't have to uh, check what journal has to be posted. Whenever you run the payroll, this is done by the software itself. So again, this is quite helpful. And if you want to send the SMS, this SMS functionality we have introduced everywhere. So this also, like if you want to notify something to the employer, you can do it through the SMS option. Send request is again, it's available to uh, request the number of hours worked and any annual leaves availed. Apart from this, any other data which you want to request, it can be customized under the company settings. And undo last payroll is an option through which we can undo the payroll. So the employee names are there. We can just click on undo, and then as we click on undo, this will run. Oh, I mean undo the payroll which we processed. Now, undo last payroll is usually we do this because let's say we have processed the payroll, and if any amendments are required, then we can undo the payroll as we've just seen. And after that, uh, we can make the changes for that particular employee and whose payroll we want to amend. And after making all the changes, we can then check the payslips, amend those payslips, and rerun the payroll. Now we will run the payroll. So we just click on this run payroll. So as we click on run payroll on the screen, we can see the employee names. And if we want to see further details for the whole year, so like we can click on the employee name. So we can see all the details here for the complete period and number of hours worked by the employee. Then we can edit their details if we want to. We can add the additions, deductions, all this we can do from here. Now on the screen, you can also check the figures, and these are like the current period figures and the YTD figures, both of them. So you can check on the screen, and you can also send the email for payroll approval. So before we process the payroll, before we submit the RTI, we can just send it to the main contact. This email, the payroll summary report is attached and the pay slips are there, and the employer has to just click on this payroll summary report and they can log in online and approve the payroll. So this is how we can send it. So right now we'll just click on cancel, and we'll run the payroll and see how it looks like. And before that also, if you want to update any information, like you can go into this process pay and you can update the information here. So we have features like a net pay calculator, where if you click on net pay calculator, you can update the data under net payment. Like you can update a net pay which takes you to the gross payment. And we also have features like rehire employees, verify NI, all these kind of features also we have. So here you can update the additions, deductions, recurring, or like this you can add the addition or deduction, and you can enter the amount, and then also whether PAY tax should be deducted or not, NIC should be deducted or not on that addition, then employee pension, employer pension, all that. And once you've done this, you can then click on save. So we'll move back to run payroll now, and we'll process the payroll. So we have to just click on this run payroll. As we click on run payroll, it says the pay date is 29th of February, and this is now processing the payroll. and we are getting a message, success, payroll generated successfully, and the period has now changed to 31st of March. So it's period ending 31st of March, which means we have to run the payroll for this period. If you want to check the employee list, you can click on this one, and here you can see the employees listed. So you can check all the employees, former employees, current employees. You can verify the NI, you can rehire the employees, all that you can do. Leave management we have, so you can click on leave management, and here you can add the leaves. So you have to just click on this add leave, and here you can select the name of the employee, whether maternity pay you want to add, paternity pay, holiday pay, sick pay, all that you can add from the screen, and it will calculate the average weekly earning for you. And if any of the employee is not eligible for any of the leaves, then it will also give you a warning message. The next is tax payment reconciliation. So you can do the tax payment reconciliation, and you will get a payment management tab where you can enter the payments made based on the liability. Once payroll is linked with CIS, then CIS tax is also included in the payroll summary liability. Employees will get clear information for paying tax for a particular month accurately without any penalty. So it's quite helpful. Then we have the reports. So if you click on reports, then again we have the pay slips, pension summary report, we have a statutory maternity and paternity pay, we have a payroll summary report here, and we have the P11 deduction sheet also. We have recently introduced a departmental analysis. You can do the DPS, the data provisioning services notices from here. So these kind of reports are provided to you. So we can check a P60, P45 or a P11D form if we have generated. So this is a P60. So here we have a P60 form. So we can check the P60, we can download the P60 and also communicate this P60 to the employer or the employees. We can email it from here. And apart from that, we also have the pay slips. So we can also check the pay slips here. We can email it again to the employer or the employees. And this is how a payslip would look like. This is a payslip, so it shows you what the payment is, what is the basic pay. So under the process pay section, you can enter the basic pay as well, and you can also add the number of hours worked, different hours worked. You can record there under the process pay section. Then we have deductions, so that would show up the details of the employee totals for this period, totals year to date, and rest of the information as well. The net payment, the address details as well. So all these details we have, and after this we can move to another report, that is the payroll summary. So this is the payroll summary report, and here it shows the liability towards HMRC, what is the net payment towards the staff, and what is the total cost for the period. So all this it will show. You can also see there is an employer NI contribution, and then there is a employment allowance claimed. So there is no NI liability because there is an employment allowance in place. So we have recorded everything here, like we have everything on the screen, and what is the net payment to every employee, that would also be listed here, and you can email it from here. You can, whenever you email the payslips, at that time also this is a part of the payslips. When you email the payslips to the employer, then also this is attached along with the payslips. So you can email the reports under the reporting section, and finally we have the filing management. So under filing management, once you're happy with the payslips and the payroll summary report, then you can proceed further with the RTA submission. You have to select the record and then click on submit. So you have to just select those records, and once you select those records, you have to then click on submit to HMRC. So like these two records you can select, and as you select, you can, because we are late with the month of January, so we have to give a reason. Otherwise, let's say we are submitting for the month of February, we can click on submit to HMRC, and this is then submitted to HMRC. You can then file directly from here. Once it is submitted, this will trigger a submission to HMRC's portal, and you can find a submission report and a trail of submission as well. So there is a submission history log we have provided in the top right corner. From there also you can check. So automation of features helps you save the admin time, and the approval process also saves from any discrepancies. And Nomi not only processes the payroll and helps submit the RTI, but also gives accessibility to employers and employees at the same time with no extra cost. Our payroll solution is a game changer for accountants, and our cloud capability means you can run the payroll from anywhere. Our auto payroll can save you significant time for fixed payrolls and director payrolls. Our mobile app can save employers and employees significant time and hassle of leave and expense management. We're also planning to bring payment of wages directly from the software without the need for going to the bank, and this will be another significant time saver. For the price we charge per company and all cloud facilities, it becomes a super game changer for accountants to promote payroll services and solutions for their clients. So why wait? Just start using Nomi. You can register with us for a free 14-day trial, and our sales executives will get in touch with you, or any of our team members will get in touch with you, and you can also avail a secret promotion there. So you can get in touch with us. You can email us on support@nomi.co.uk. You can call on the number there 020302123226, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you.